Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today I'll be reviewing Extracurricular. What are you doing after school? Directed by Ray Xue, starring Keenan Tracey, Brittany Raymond, Spencer Macpherson, Brittany Teo, and Luke Goss. This movie's about a group of high school students who have a weird extracurricular activity after school, which is planning and executing elaborate murders.
See us coming at all. It was perfect.
Babe, why are the car lights on?
This is a recommendation from our top donator over on Patreon, Deke, who's recommended a few movies. Obviously, I kind of fell behind because we aren't actively filming, but there are a couple that I feel that I could do solo, and there's a couple that I've put aside and I'm gonna wait for John to do. A couple of the other solo ones that should be coming soon are Plank Face and The Cleaning Lady, which actually looked pretty cool. When it comes to Extracurricular, I really enjoyed the premise. I think it's cool to have, straight A students doing their regular day-to-day thing, but also living a murderous lifestyle behind the scenes.
Really, I should have been waiting in the car.
It's a cool, if not disturbing concept, and something that I haven't necessarily seen before. Although, as I pull this up on IMDb, I see that there's a Netflix series that has a very similar concept, which I definitely have to check out. The acting from our four main characters is pretty good.
Yeah, I hate working outside.
Yeah, me too.
What? She didn't see us coming at all. It was perfect.
Yeah, because her little lamp sucked.
It's just a group of high school students that get together and they plan murders, and they definitely feel like they're friends, and the two guys are actually brothers, and the sons of the local sheriff, played by Luke Goss, which adds to the tension throughout the movie, of course. But the way that everybody talked when they were together, it seemed like they were friends. They obviously have a lot of trust in each other, and they've known each other for a very long time. I think the standout performance is definitely going to be Brittany Raymond, who plays Miriam, who's a student that's really trying to go the extra mile. She has a midterm project that she needs to submit, and she wants to put off doing murders so she can focus on her school. You can see that she's trying to stray from the pack, and the pack isn't letting her. They're trying to reel her back in, get her focused, and get back to killing people. So she stands out a bit more than the rest because you're more emotionally invested in her character, because as most people should be, if you're in a bad situation, you should be trying to get out and reevaluate your life, similar to how Miriam is. Aside from the characters, the production value of this movie is fantastic. Everything looks really great. It's very clean. There's some great camera moves and tracking shots. The lighting and everything is really on point, and it definitely has a higher production value. I also really enjoyed the soundtrack, which I don't often talk about, but it was something that really helped with a lot of the scenes, and even just the building score. The sound design was extremely well done. The unfortunate part about this movie is they focus a lot of time with the characters not really doing anything. Basically just planning for something to happen without actually doing it yet.
It's our first Halloween since we started. We can't just sit at home. What are we gonna wear?
There's no conflict in the movie whatsoever aside from the opening kills. So it's just boring. Nothing really happens. You don't really care. It's okay, you're friends, you're planning a murder. Maybe you could say that Miriam's reluctant behavior was kind of a conflict, but considering that this group of friends has been out killing people, it never once felt threatening. I mentioned that the father is a cop, but he's not really doing anything. Sure, he's investigating, and he's slowly piecing things together. Because it's such a slow, gradual build, there's no threat to the kids. You're oh yeah, they're just gonna go and kill somebody. There's gonna be no issue. And so when they go to execute their plan, it's not until 15 minutes before the movie's over.
Please help me.
You okay?
So they really rush the ending. They cram a lot into the last 15 minutes, which admittedly did look cool, but there's no motivation behind the actions. I don't want to spoil anything, but what plays out is not in line with the characters' arcs whatsoever.
This isn't you. You don't know who I am.
It just doesn't make any sense, and I just don't know why it ended the way that it did. What's also strange is the fact that these characters, knowing that their dad is the sheriff, were emailing pictures to the police department to try and pin these murders on their teacher.
Woman last night emailed that photograph right before she was killed.
But it was so evidently not their teacher that it seemed like a really strange thing to do. Just don't send pictures, because they trace the IP to the high school. In an attempt to frame somebody, they've given away their own position. And if they just didn't say anything, you wouldn't even know what age the people were that were killing. So I felt that was really strange. Overall, I didn't really enjoy this movie, to be honest. It was really slow. It dragged a lot. It was boring because there was no conflict. It was basically just a straight line to 15 minutes of potentially something cool, which I still didn't really enjoy that much because it didn't make sense in comparison to the rest of the movie. So while everything looked great and the actors did a good job, playing these teens who had these dark secrets, I couldn't honestly recommend this because I didn't enjoy myself. I was just bored the entire time. So I'm gonna give this 2 Masks from the Strangers out of 5. As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and beyond.